Let's welcome the first team, Team AHMLX. And you might be wondering how to pronounce that. So it's pronounced as AHMLX. They have developed a game to encourage cognitive stimulation in elderly. So let them start the presentation.
Hi, so sorry, I'm just having some technical difficulties with the screen sharing. Could you just bother the host to give us screen share rights, please? Sorry about that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm from Team AHMLX. Today, our team will be presenting our proposed solution, Grey Gamers. Our presentation will be divided into three main categories. Firstly, we will introduce the team, followed by a brief explanation of our problem statement, and finally, a demonstration of our solution, Grey Gamers. We are Team AHMLX, consisting of Michelle, myself, along with Angeline, Henry, Lucas, and Shimin, and we are Year 2 software engineering students from Singapore Institute of Technology. Our problem statement is to create a localized game to encourage cognitive stimulation in elderly under the learning enablement category. Our community partner is AWA Singapore, a social service agency that offers services such as daycare and active rehab for seniors. Through this project, our team's objective is to keep the elderly's cognitive skills active, cater to the specific needs of the users, and bridge gaps from existing apps in the market. Currently, the games that are being played by the elderly at the AWA senior care facilities are paper-based, unlocalized, and not senior-friendly. So to address these issues, our team is presenting our proposed solution, which is Grey Gamers. Grey Gamers is a tablet-based web application with multiple localized cognitive games, which help to enhance the cognitive health of our Singaporean elderly. Based on our need-finding processes and identification of pain points, the team derived key features that will best benefit our users. Our first key feature and priority was a senior-friendly user experience. Unlike other existing applications in the market, we wanted to make an experience that does not overwhelm our elderly users. So our project actively makes use of good UX principles, such as large and easy-to-read fonts, buttons with enlarged tappable area, along with elderly and colorblind-friendly color palette. The games in Grey Gamers constantly feature a local Singaporean touch to give a nostalgic feeling, spark conversations, and encourage seniors to remember their good old days. This was an important focus as currently the elderly in the centers play generic games or those games that are made for Western audiences, leaving them with unfamiliarity and little cognitive impact. Furthermore, to cater to our community partners' audience, the entire application can also be used in Mandarin, along with an additional audio cues for selected games. Extended support for additional languages is also included in the project pipeline. In order to keep the seniors engaged and collaborate with their peers, there's also a leaderboard and high score feature, which will allow AWA's therapists to monitor the seniors' cognitive development over time. We will now proceed with a live demo of our proposed solution, Grey Gamers.
Thank you, Michelle. My name is Lucas, and this is a game demo of our application. The seniors will log in with their username combined with the year of birth. They will be directed to an orientation page with a background image of a nostalgic piece of past Singapore. When they enter the main page, they will find 7 games that they can play. The first game is 4 Pick 1 Word. The objective of this game is to train the elderly's memory by forming the common links between the 4 images and choosing the related answers. There are 2 features implemented in this game to better assist and provide enjoyment to the elderly. There is a voice assistant feature that will read aloud the options for the seniors. There's currently some technical difficulties with the iPad sharing system's sound, so if you'd like to listen to the audio, you can drop by to our booth. And the second feature we have is a language feature to translate the text to Mandarin. Extended support for Tamil and Malay is also in the pipeline. Our second game is Jigsaw Puzzle. This is to mainly train the elderly's concentration skills and problem-solving abilities. There are 2 different difficulty levels, easy and challenging, to facilitate and better cater to the cognitive level of the elderly. There is a timer to allow the therapist to assess the ability of the seniors, and the image used are also localized, which allows seniors to remember about their past. Next up is the Mahjong matching game. This was one of the games that was suggested by the therapist from AWA, saying that they really enjoy playing Mahjong. Seniors can enjoy and train their short-term memory skills through matching the same Mahjong tiles. The next game to showcase is Money Matters, which was also one of the paper-based games that AWA is currently using to play with the elderlies. The objective of this game is to improve on their simple arithmetic and logical thinking skills through money counting. To win the game, they have to add up different notes together to reach the target value. Next, the elderly can also view their high score and their ranking for each game through the profile and leaderboard page. The profile page displays all the personal scores to the elderly to see. The user allows seniors and therapists to see their ratings and assess their performances. We have also included other interesting games to let the elderly to play and learn. We have the card matching game to match cards with localized images. The easy level will match image with image. And the challenging level will match image and the word of the image. Next is the trivia quiz. The purpose of this game is to mainly educate the elderly with the important and useful information related to Singapore. Lastly, there is a coloring game to allow elderly to color the image freely based on their likings. Now we will move on to the conclusion and Q&A.
We would like to see our project be developed into a full-fledged solution to benefit our local elderlies. On behalf of the team, I would like to thank T4G 2021, Engineering Good, Singapore Institute of Technology, and AWA Singapore for the opportunity and constant support for the last 3 months. I also feel free to drop by our booth on Gather Town for more details on Grey Gamers and to speak to any of our team members. Thank you.
Thank you, Team AHMLX. That is sure an interesting presentation. Perhaps let me start off with the first question. Team AHMLX, could I just ask you, what have you learned from taking on this challenge statement?
Actually, I learned a lot on how to start from the prototyping to a full-fledged prototyping, because we did a lot of wireframing to understand what the user needs are required before executing a proper prototype.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe just a follow-up question. Just before your prototype or before you did the wireframing, were there any observations at perhaps AWA Center for elderly and seeing what their needs are?
Yeah, so I think our process in general was because our project is so focused on our users, right? And especially because this is a special group of users where it's our seniors. We actually really spent a lot of time into the UX aspect, the user experience aspect of our project, because we really wanted to make this something that is user-friendly for our senior users. So what we did was there was multiple stages with our Singapore. So with our community partner, we had multiple interviews. And what we did was before the COVID measures actually kicked in, right? We actually went down to their rehab center as a team, and we're actually able to observe exactly what they do and their current practices directly on our own. I also got to talk with their therapists. So this is where most of our information came from, to understand what the elderly like, what are their pain points and stuff like that. So every little minute detail in our application, every design decision was kind of made revolving around that. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I have a question here by Jason. Jason is asking, is it possible to perhaps talk about the tech stack, the front end, the back end, and including the leaderboard, etc.?
For the front end, we are currently using HTML, JavaScript, jQuery, and CSS. And for backend, we use PostgreSQL. And to connect to the front end, we use Java Spring Boot to create the APIs.
All right, I have no idea what that is, but Jason, hope that answered your question. If not, feel free to post a follow-up question. And are there any other questions from the audience? If not, thank you, Team AHMLX.